It's a pleasant morning to you wherever you're watching from. I am Mariam, okay, and I am saying, yes, we did, observed a particular holiday in a solemn, humble, and highly reverencing respect for our former president, General Muhammadu Buhari. And I understand the fact that some people did enjoy that holiday. You were able to bond with your family members. You were able to, have enough rest, and you were able to make plans for today, which was, as out of yesterday, the next day and the next weekend, because some people are so concerned about the Owambe. And, it's a soft time to enjoy, to reflect, and also to, unlearn some things. This morning, before coming before the camera, myself, Armstrong, and Wasiu Nosero were having a conversation, and we said, if your marriage is not working, if that spouse is not giving you what you want, I'm not talking about the materialistic things now, I'm talking about the necessary peace, joy, comfort that you should enjoy as a person. Please feel free to walk out of that marriage. Do not wait for that marriage to end your life, or put you in a very critical condition before coming out of the marriage. Like Yoruba people will say that it is the person that died in the process that has or will be referred to as someone who ended abruptly or ended in a ruin. And if you don't want that for yourself, please do well to work out of that relationship. If you're trying to rework things, make things look good, acceptable, or because of what the society will say, I beg you own your life. Forget the fact that they will stigmatize you. You are not the first person. They did stigmatize people that were in the scripture, the Islamic Quran, the Christian Bible, and all other historical books. We read about, stigmatization from the society. Do not wait until the society mourn you before you take a move or you take a step to doing the right thing and saving yourself from that pathetic situation in the end. I know a lot of people wants to say something on the program, but today is not for guidance and counseling. Rather, it's just going to be for something soft, and we will discuss marriage very, very soon. Again, I am Mariam Okel. I'm welcoming you to the Wednesday edition of Operating TV's flagship program known as Early Starters. Michael Armstrong, are you ready to use your sword like your name? Only Michael Waluka. Good morning.
Good morning.
You can see he's showing off the opportune thing. Let them see now. Opportune.
don't mind that. Don't mind that. I told them that this shirt was almost squeezing me, but they want to bring on the supernatural contours, So good morning, viewers.
The supernatural are the ones that you went to build.
No, supernatural contours. I'm made in heaven. Made in heaven.
I love that. Made in heaven.
So,
made in heaven. I don't want to sing the original version, but I just want to use the sound of that musical, and it's a very lovely one.
Welcome viewers, and you're going to have a swell time. We're going to kickstart your morning, and we'll make sure everything you're listening to is top notch.
Top notch,
yes,
factual, and
factual.
We won't give you something that is not true. That's not our thing on Early Starters. So this morning we have some stories that are making rounds in the Nigerian news space, and of course a certain agenda as to what conversation will hold on a particular program or even in the society. Because when you get to newspaper stands this morning, you will see people reading newspapers, talking about a particular celebrity, talking about what's going on in in the government and the society at large. So we don't want to stress you. Want to do you the honor of bringing these top stories to your hearings and of course viewing, because this is audio visual, it's not just audio. So I'm going to be starting with the burial of former President Muhammadu Buhari, and I know MCR is going to do justice to that for us by putting up the picture. David Adewojo, is very smart with that. So I'm going to take the story now while we check out the pictures on our screen. Former President Muhammadu Buhari was laid to rest yesterday, July 15th, 2025, in his hometown of Daura, Katsina State. The funeral, held with full military honors, including a 21-gun salute, was attended by President Bola Tinubu, dignitaries, and thousands of mourners who climbed trees just to catch a final glimpse of the flag-draped coffin. Tinubu declared a 7-day national mourning period, including a public holiday on the day of burial, while Buhari is remembered for his austere leadership and anti-corruption effort. Public sentiments remain mixed, praised in the northeast, criticized elsewhere for economic stagnation and insecurity under his watch. And we can see that a lot of people are paying, their tributes to the late Major General Muhammadu Buhari, despite the fact that we have some Nigerians rejoicing, despite being a mourning, period. We can see, those things on social media. And I go to the comment section to tell people that, please, Yoruba will say, one day, whether you like it or not, whether you want to die young prematurely or you want to grow old, the longevity is what we all pray for while on earth. But no matter how old you get, you become, no matter how young you are, someday, sometime has been, designated for something to happen to you, which is passing on to glory. Some people will even say call to glory, some will say transition to glory. And I just want us all to remember that this life is so transient. It's not something that we will enjoy forever, because there is another eternity after here where we call the earth. So if you are doing something, do it right, do it beautifully, do it for the fact that what if I'm no longer there? What will people say about me? Am I that person that will be applauded or will be cursed? Will people pray for my family, or they will continue to heap all kinds of curses on my family? Or even if I'm not dead, if I'm not in that organization again, am I still going to be, beckoned on for my kindness, my kind gesture, for my humble relationship with people? And that's why we mentioned on the program yesterday that there is difference between being a leader and being a boss. There's a difference between being humble and you trying to, just show it or act it like, oh, green eye is what we call it, just for them to know that I am doing something. Or you are just living in pretense. You just have to get it right, because someday we'll return to our Creator. So I'm moving on. I'm not here to preach this morning, guys, because I know some people are watching. Mary Agiobo, so Mary is looking at me. We are auntie. I whether I was like we were on the program. No, I'm not wearing a catechist or cardinal kind of thing. I'm just myself. This is me ordinarily. Moving on to the next story this morning, we have bandit attacks in Niger State, and the story goes as thus. Security officials confirmed that bandit raids in Niger State have killed at least 6 farmers and resulted in dozens of abductions. These incidents add to the escalating cycle of rural violence in north-central Nigeria. Local communities are urging the government to deploy more security forces and leverage intelligence-led operations to stem the violence. The police and military have begun joint patrols, but residents says more sustained measures are necessary to protect vulnerable villagers. And that brings me to the state policing, system. We need to adopt, that and stop all this abduction here and there. Or what do you feel about the bandit attack?
The bandit attack is not a new thing to the system, and it is not something we welcome here, because if you have been in Nigeria in the 90s, there was nothing like bandit attack. So as it is now, the state policing is the way to go. State policing, what we call community policing, is the way to go. We should stop handling it.
Even in the US, they have the Cosmopolitan Police and all. We don't have that, but let's adopt, the state police.
The recent concluded Club World Cup, they had a 7-man
Metropolitan.
Yes, Metropolitan Police. They have a 7-man security system, 7-man and paramilitary system that came for the parade. Now, as we are now, we have more population than our security personnel. So they cannot be everywhere. They are low staffed, low budgeted. They don't have enough gadgets to do their work. So we have people within those space that could come in and handle these things for us, because at times before they come, there's something in policing they call bellocracy. What is bellocracy? Bellocracy is that wait until something grievous happened, then the police will come. That's why most times you see them coming late. Even in films and every other thing in the world, you see them coming late.
The army robber.
So they call it bellocracy.
Yeah, exactly. Because there was a particular time when in Dr. Moagig in Lagos, the men came and they did their thing and carted away with people's properties, money and all. And there was this old woman, then, God rest her soul now. The woman said, nígbà táwọn army robber yẹn lọ tán làwọn ọlọ́pàá ṣe wàhùn. That thing never left my head ever since.
Okay.
So it always makes us laugh then, because when we see an army robber, we remember that. But we are smiling now. But it's something so unbearable, something so pathetic, something so destructive, because you don't know whose life will be cut short in the process when they do their spray, their stray bullet thing and all. But I just pray that God will continue to help us and also help the law enforcement agencies that we have in Nigeria. On to the next story, which is the third this morning. We have Nigeria misses 2025 oil output target. And that says Nigeria's oil output for the first half of 2025 fell short of budget expectations. According to official government disclosures, the shortfall reflects ongoing challenges in the upstream sector, including security issues in the Niger Delta region. Investors are now watching closely whether the government, led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will revisit fiscal assumptions or implement accelerated reforms accelerated reforms to stabilize oil revenue and meet production target. And now we understand that there is a whole lot going on in the international community because of the war here and there, and this is affecting the oil production and circulation of oil, not just in Nigeria, but I know that it's not so easy for Nigeria to feed the nation, then feed also people that are outside Nigeria. But then we should try our best not to miss things like this. We can only say they are trying, and we need to applaud them and give them their accolades. Well, what do you think?
It's not about what I think. You know, most times, no matter how I think, my thinking will not affect anything than what has been said or what has been related with. Dangote is trying to pull up what we call
He's
a
trying.
deep water port. You know, we read it yesterday, deep water port, just to help the supply of oil worldwide. Nigeria is sixth in the OPEC nation rating is 6. So the thing here is this: I'm not saying taking advantage of this, but the war going on gives Nigeria the edge to supply.
It does, it
Gives
does,
Nigeria the edge
but
to supply.
you know,
So
we have other countries that are also vying, you know, for this same position of, you know, climbing the ladders of this OPEC rating. Maybe yes, maybe not, because I read some things as regards the war, you know, and how it's, you know, actually affects the supply of petroleum. But then Nigeria is trying, we won't lie. There are some facilities that needs to be honed and not let them go and do it and bring it. You understand what I'm trying? Okay, let's come up boycott the story. Let it not look like I want to start talking about it on air now. All right, so the next story, we have the Security and Exchange Commission (SEC) has launched investigations into 79 suspected Ponzi operators, including the widely cited FF Tiffany scheme. These fraudsters are accused of defrauding thousands of citizens through promise-based investment schemes. SEC officials emphasized investors' vigilance, urging the public to confirm regulatory registration before joining any scheme, highlighting a broader push to protect consumer finance and preserve market trust. And it's CBEX, how's market?
but
A lot is ongoing.
no,
We have too many investment platforms, too many stock exchange platforms. Okay, we can help you sell your stock and buy and this and blah blah blah. Now it is now invest in dollars. Have you been seeing it online? You have to invest in dollars.
everybody wants the hard currency, but with what SEC is saying, I still see it as a mini cry. You know why I see it as a mini cry? Is that there's no investment platform that is coming on that does not have a backup.
Oh, sure.
That's one. Two, we also know that even SEC is trying. Most of the banks, I do say this without shame, most of Nigerian banks are into armrest banking. They wait for the customers instead of creating platform to secure the customers' funding. They are always interested in collecting what we call they will say your electronic charge, your this charge, your that charge, but they are not interested in protecting the interest of their clients. Because if you protect my interest, banks have insurance. Why would I go for other insurance? Yes, banks have insurance policies. Why would I go for other insurance policy? Banks should have investment policies. Why do I need to go for other investment policies? Now, the CBEX thing, I always tell people, if you're trading in dollar, you are at the mercy of those who have the dollars. That's why our big bros can just come one day and say, everybody in this platform suffer. And they will start crying and calling God, calling Jesus, calling all that. It's not I'm trying to say this, but a lot of people don't understand their principle guiding this. When you trade in dollar, you are at the mercy of the owner of that dollar.
That is very accurate. Very
at
accurate.
the mercy. So if he gives any policy to affect you, whether or whether you know or you don't know. So if SEC wants to really help the people, they should first of all go to all our financial institutions. They should stop what we call shark loans. There are shark loans going on. That's why people are looking for other investments. Because how can you give somebody a loan and collect 45% and you say you are helping the person and you know the person is a Percy trader? Nobody's talking anything. Nobody's saying anything. And they even go as far as publishing their name in some social media, telling them they are going to die in 3 days. I've seen that a lot, and nobody's saying anything.
And even our celebrities, who are some of the faces, you know, ambassadors of the sponsor schemes, will carry it on their head like they are hawking banana and corn. And at the end of the day, when people cry and all, they start smiling. Some will even say, how is that my business? Maybe they called me for ambassadorial
They are there to make
deal.
money. They are
And
there to
all.
make money. They are not I'm sorry to say this.
I remember when a particular bet
I don't think they are
platform,
interested.
when a particular bet platform failed to pay a guy who won 100 million naira. I knew what our celebrities did towards the non-compliance from the end of the people that are meant, or the company that are meant to pay the guy a lot. I think there should be a body that will be, cautioning how you people sign your ambassadorial deals and how you people become the face of advertising products, brands and all, because at the end of the day you won't be able to defend your the brand, because you don't even know much about the brand. All you need to or know or care about is the money that comes from the brand. I can recall when a particular property, seller, prominent one in Nigeria, had issues with Nigerians, and people were saying I used their money to do the fathers or mothers burial, blah blah blah. That he's owing them.
I know the person.
You remember the yes. So some of these ambassadors, Odunlade Adekola and some other persons, I think this lady is also involved, Toya Imako, some of them had to pay people back. That because we are the faces, But how many of the celebrities can do this? I remember Sabinus and Co. They were saying something different when the bet platform took people's money away. And you all, most of them were the ones that were supporting the CBEX and every other, platforms. And you will watch your fellow Nigerians cry. Well, maybe because somebody says something. He said now we live in a country where graduates no longer have, a particular job. Where Yahoo boys now become the Lord and Savior and the ones that helps the inflow and outflow, according to her. And people now see them as God. You get it? So they don't question their authority. And what makes me or made me laugh actually is that you people no longer respect or call guys that are struggling, hustling to make ends meet Ademi, but you call the ones that buy you one particular brand or from the money stolen, or that he defrauded somebody off, and you are calling such people Ademi or me, and your parents also are supporting you. What kind of job is that person doing? And that's the fact, because the society continues, to celebrate the oddity. Because that's what we call it in mass communication. Odd things. You want to hear odd things. You want to applaud odd things. You want to celebrate people that are doing something that are, that are not even in line with what God has, instructed us to do. Look at somebody like Bobrisky. People will celebrate. Once he's alive, more than 1 million people will join because they want to see the Bobrisky they want. Now ask a pastor who trusts God, who prays in the name of Jesus, or an Islamic cleric who calls for a live broadcast, they will not join. Because the oddity aspect of it is what people now celebrate.
That one is not even what is catching my cruise. What is catching my cruise is that such kind of people want a good thing. They will pray and say, God, bring good things to me, and you're busy spending your money on something bad. How do they place that? The younger generations should understand the principles of life, and you like mentioning God and all that. A lot of people don't know that most of the principle they see is life-giving principles.
Life-giving.
It's guidelines to your life. All the things, all the religion, traditions should respect humanity. All. Any religion and tradition that does not respect humanity should not be practiced. Any.
You have heard it all from the mouth of the professor and Pope of proclivity himself. Moving on to the next story, we have this headline as flood risk intensifies in multiple states. The story says the 2025 rainy season continues dragging its toll as authorities warn of escalating flood risk across at least 20 states. Flooding events have already resulted in loss of life, damaged homes, and submerged farmland. Infrastructure weaknesses persist and emergency services are ramping up a lot. Residents in flood-prone zones have been advised to monitor local water levels and prepare contingency plans to mitigate damage caused by flash floods and rising waters. So you who resides in water-prone marches, you know what I mean by march, an area where you have waterlogs and all, and please, if it is possible, please vacate the area. And there's a way you know that this area is waterlogged or flood prone when you look at the side of the wall of the house and you see watermark. You should know. I think that's the practical way of knowing. Like they will tell you, once you see it,
you tried.
Once you see it, you can see the lines of the water, and you will see that it's a dirty one. It will come straight there. You will know that this place is a residence of Iyemoja Mama. So you have to be careful. And please, our children, we have to be careful with how we take care of them. This time around, please do not send somebody who is not of age to go pick your child from school. You have a child of 9 years old who is also a child who is still struggling as to how he will return home, and you will say, okay, branch out your younger sister's school, go and pick her up from there. Someone who is 10 wants to go and pick somebody who is 2.5 or 3 years old. Kini yato. Yoruba will say kogbeko. They have the same age. Baby carrying baby, baby nursing baby, baby monitoring baby. We have to be very careful.
If the mother is not a baby herself.
I think let's not go there. All right, to the next story. We have a Nigerian police crackdown on kidnappers in Delta State. Police recently dismantled a kidnap syndicate and rescued a permanent secretary after clearing 5 suspects and recovering over 5 million naira in ransom. The arrest occurred during a broader operation targeting criminal gangs across the region. This success comes amid increasing statewide effort to disrupt rising kidnapping trends. The Delta State government has vowed to deploy additional anti-kidnapping units to nearby communities to bolster public safety. Wow, I know the police is trying. They are really trying. They are doing their best to ensure we have a safe community, a safe state, a safe country, as well as the military. They are doing their best, but yet we need to support them. Do not leave the log of responsibility for them to carry. Let them also enjoy that, enjoy the fact that they are human. If you need to support them with information, you can just walk to one police station. But I understand the fact that sometimes when we walk into this police station, you are detained sometimes. And so how yourself get the information? If saying you know be one of them, you don't go get the information if you know be one of them.
There's this saying that is popular. You will hear everybody is guilty except being proven otherwise.
Yes.
But other policing worldwide will tell you everybody's innocent except being proven guilty. So the mentality should change.
It should change.
Because
yes.
You trying to help the police, at times you fall being a victim. So I don't blame people. You're trying to help them to become a victim, and they'll tell them, "Nah, ain't be that. I ain't talk say make I
make I."
So
that's one thing that scares people from giving the police or security operatives information.
A lot of people, and sorry to even say this. I use the word sorry to say this because it's not really the so-called bandits, the so-called Boko Haram, the so-called terrorists. They have trust within themselves. They will finish what they do, just like it happened in Ondo. When they finish what they did on the market, they went to hide inside their house, inside their houses, and their wives and everything was still maintaining as if nothing happened. But you try that with Nigerian police, give them one information. If the whole world doesn't hear about it, except you have the grace of God. Now the police have this discipline. It's not that it's like every policeman, But like I said, they need to be reorientated. That's one. Two, they are understaffed. Now, I'm not ashamed to say this. At the time, the Nigerian police, I don't like calling it police force, the Nigerian police have the lowest educated people in the whole Africa.
Is that why you removed the force from their name? No.
The
That
lowest-
shouldn't be.
No,
They are
force.
still-
They are not, to me, they are not a force. They're police. It should be a department. It should be a department. Because when you put force, it looks as if,
No, you know, see,
time of
you know
Goodluck
why,
Jonathan.
you know why the US and all will always use department? It's because they have quite a number of departments under the security operational,
Okay.
thing. That's what I feel. But in this space, the police, now we know that the police force is so wide. It is so big that it can have every other department under it. Now that we have the
LSPC.
now that we have the Amotekun, now that we have some coming from the northern part of the country,
We also
they are
have,
yet to be, duly registered
we
and
have
all.
the vigilantes
Then,
and all that.
if we have all of these things in place and the state policing is now accurate, assembled, then we can have something like the Metropolitan Police of the U.S., the FBI of the, we have our own also. Under our police force, why they call them force is that we have the detectives,
Detectives.
state detectives under them also.
Okay.
And every other, maybe this operation, this thing, operation that we used to have, Parade Lagos before, the OP Mesa and all, you see, Nigeria is trying, Nigeria is active, and our security agencies
They
are
are
really
active.
working.
No, they are
But
working.
we just need to do more. You mentioned being understaffed. Maybe when you and I decides to go into the military, then we will know, or our parents decides to say, okay, I'm on down mommy, and not say, I'm you are the only one that I have, no, I can't afford to leave one out of two, out of three. But willingly, children in the US, parents, join the force.
Because they believe in the system.
Because they believe. Yes, we do not trust the system.
We don't trust the system.
We
And
do
apart
not.
from
That's big.
I am not saying-
That's serious.
The Nigerian police are trying, but they are understaffed. Highly understaffed.
All right, we will prepare to watch the documentary of the late Major General Muhammadu Buhari, who, lived a very good life and reigned in Nigeria not as a ruler like some people are saying, but then as a great man who did boosted the economy in his own way and also contributed his own quota. Well, but before then, I decided to put that up so that the MCR will be ready for us, as to bring up the documentary. But right about now, let's take the last story, which is Nigeria intensifies IMO bid. And the story says Nigeria is stepping up its effort at the recent International Maritime Organization gathering in Singapore to secure key global maritime designations. The push reflects the government's commitment to strengthening national shipping infrastructure. Officials hope a successful bid will boost foreign shipping traffic, generate new revenue, and enhance Nigeria's role in global maritime governance. Governance part of broader trade-focused initiatives being prioritized by Tinubu's administration. And then we can see what is happening in Lagos State. The Lagos State Water Management Authority, they are doing their best to tell you that this administration is not joking. Maybe we do not really have the policies that are so suiting, but sometime soon it will be fine. It will be good. We will enjoy all that we need to enjoy in Nigeria. The present administration, I know some people will be like, what is Mariam, what is she, or let me rephrase it. Why is she always saying this present administration will do this, will do that? Why is she being optimistic despite the pain, the hunger, the suffering and all? Because I don't want to baraminunje. I just want to believe that it will be good in the end, because that's the key thing. And I'm seeing that there will definitely be light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
Because these reforms and policies are such that, are giving us insight into what Nigeria should have become or been before now. If these things had already been in place, maybe we would have a very smooth, economic growth, and not the very hard, difficult, tedious, and I can go on and on with the English, that we are experiencing at the moment. If the past administrations have been doing one thing, maybe they want to work on the tax, let them work on it. Let them not focus on tax, on oil, on security, on this, blah, blah. At the same time, let them just pick their own focus. Like, I can see that prominently in this administration, they are particular about the economy. That's why they are entering into bilateral agreements, trade, cooperation, and all of those things. And we can see that some countries of the world are giving Nigeria, either loan, or they are giving them, or they are in an agreement with them one way or the other. Brazil is one of such countries. The US is one of such countries. Like sometime early this year, the agricultural sector that majorly focuses on women side of the sector, they got $40 million investment. That was during, I think, February or March that we discussed it on this program. And we have seen more. We have seen a lot more, happening, unfolding at the end of every quarter. And I just believe that, something good is going to come. Let's just keep being optimistic and not pessimistic that it will be late forever. No,
the optimistic thing is good, but
optimism is key to this to having a good and great Nigeria.
Like you mentioned about the economy, a lot of people are listening to us, a lot of people are listening to this, but the challenge I'm having with a lot of people, and what a lot of people are facing, is that this economy comes with what we call a bilateral agreement.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know what the agreement entails. Just like the Samoa agreement. The Samoa started since last year. The Samoa agreement has to do with the West Indies, the Jamaican, Bermuda Islands, and Dominica, and all that. They want to relate with us. They want to have business with us. They want to do a lot of things with us because they are hearing about Nigeria in so many wonderful places. So a lot of people should do well to find out what this agreement entails and how they can be part of it. Because you hearing the finance, hearing 40 million pounds, the 150 million pounds, it's big, but know how to, draw your own from this. So you understand, work within the economy, work within the system. There was even a time Lagos State was volunteering to train at least 10 million people, but most of them women, to be part of this kind of program. So please do well and follow the social media, or you can even send us an email or maybe text message on one or two things about these things. Then just do well to follow it and know that these agreements are real. They are not just something.
Yes, they are not just. They are not audio. They are actually real.
They are real.
They are documented, and that's why you have them on the news. So we will go on a very a quick break to watch. The break now is not for commercials or for other things, but a quick break to watch the documentary of Major General Muhammadu Buhari, who just passed, and we pray for his family that the good Lord will give them the fortitude to bear the loss. Right after this documentary, we'll come back to the studio, then focus on the major discussion of the day. Please stay tuned.